Hi guys and welcome back to Bread Game Rates Fish. In today's YouTube video we're going to be rating monster fish. Right, so we have multiple different classes here. We have God, A class, B class, C class and unsure on what the fish is. I pretty much know all of them on here. Some of them we're going to skip till last for specific reasons. I just made this video and I just realised I filmed it wrong. I've done this now for the last 3 videos, including on my other channel, which is Bread Game Rate. Go subscribe to that, and also watch it. I go for Bread Game Rate stock. Anyway, that's enough of that. So we're going to start with the better fish, or the male fighting fish, or just the fighting fish. Honestly, such a beginner style fish. Siamese fighting fish, something like that. You can call them different things. But anyway, if you want to get them, definitely good for beginner fish. You know, a lot of people keep them in bowls, or containers, which I don't really agree with myself. Maybe that's something we could dive deeper in another video. But anyway, having 2 male fighting fish together will end up in certain death for at least one or possibly both of them. You can have multiple females, but males obviously you can't. Panda cories, I think that's what they are, at least some kind of corridor. Again, B class. I bet I know something that you don't for cories or corridor, unless you're an absolute fish nerd like me. They are venomous or poisonous or something along those lines. They've got, Corydora, I can't remember the language, but I believe it stands for helmet skin in a different language. And yeah, they have something, I can't remember what it is. Anyway, the cherry barb, you can see that that's a female there, and that's the male there. The big, the red one is the male, and that's the female. You can't go wrong with cherry barbs. You can go in cold water or tropical water. I'm going to put them in B class. I want to get some from my aquarium. Angelfish. Now, again, depending on the angelfish species, there's multiple different species of angelfish. Personally, though, definitely B class. A very good fish. Not very beginner friendly necessarily because of that. Well, it depends on the fish you have, but you need a big enough aquarium. I'd say at least a 60-gallon for at least. Well, they usually want to get them at least 2s, groups of 2s. But yeah, discus. Now, again, same as the angelfish. Bunch of different species for angelfish, and it does depend a lot on that. But we're going to put them in A class just because I personally love discus. I mean, depending on the one, of course. Right, Paulownias, at least that's what I'm pretty sure it is. I'm not 100% sure on that. Quick side note before we get to this: if you guys remember the most recent video, we purchased 2 platies and a Paulownia. You guys aren't going to believe this. The Paulownia is already dead. The platies are fine. Platies are fine. And the Paulownia has died. And for some reason, every time I get a new Paulownia, it always seems to die. But anyway, I personally love Paulownia. We'll put that in A class. We're gonna get another Paulownia very soon. And if that one dies, we're gonna start fresh on that aquarium. I don't mean we're not gonna have Paulownias anymore. I mean we're starting completely fresh if the Paulownia doesn't work. Or we'll think of some new crazy ideas. I've got a few ideas coming up. Anyway, now we get to the flower horn. The flower horn, honestly, its personality is unbeatable. You want to start with a smaller aquarium and get gradually bigger. You don't want to get too big though, because they will lose all their personality. I would personally recommend, as a minimum, 100-gallon for 1, possibly 2. They are very boisterous fish though, and obviously they are sickly. Made up as, yeah, it's a man-made fish. God tier though, love flower horns. Now, I wasn't sure what this was the first time I did this. Yes, I have done this off camera a few times. I changed it, trying to get everything perfect for the video, but I can't remember which one it was. But I'm pretty sure that's an Arapaima. Arapaima. There we go. The biggest freshwater fish in the world. If I am correct, I'm going to have to put that in A class. Obviously, that is stretching it just because of its title. If it was just to do it on looks, honestly, C class. But we're going to just assume it is, and we're going to put it in A class. Now, this is the only fish I'm unsure on this list. I'm pretty sure I know every other fish on here is. So I'm just going to check that out, unsure. Frontosa. Frontosa are a type of African cichlid. I actually really enjoy them. I mean, I don't love them. We'll put them in B class. They're definitely alright. I mean, the males and females, to sort of tell the difference. The blue doesn't always show you, it's just the black and white. You can get multiple different species. You can get the black widows, the lines, which you can see they're lined up to be the basics. And yeah. Now here's another one I'm not 100% sure on. Actually, there's a couple more on this list I've just noticed. I'm pretty confident these are rams. But those could also be rams. So we're going to just rate them both as if they are rams. And we're just going to both put them in B class. But one of them isn't rams. I'm just going to assume that they both are. Rams, tropical fish, the smallest cichlid in the world. Oh, no, shelter whalers, hello. One of the smaller ones. But yeah, right, goldfish. Your regular goldfish, A-class. I mean, you know, you can't go wrong with a goldfish, can you? My personal first fish, of which actually recently died. Age 10, I want to say 9 maybe. Very sad, obviously wasn't in my custody anymore. The dwarf gouramis. Now, I particularly don't like the species it's showing here. However, the bright blues are right. I think they're the moon or something like that. Problem is, they don't tend to last as long as the typical gourami, but I do like them for a beginner starfish. So we'll put them in B class. Peacock bass. I'm pretty sure that's what they are anyway. I mean, it's interesting. I don't mind peacock bass, don't love them. We're going to put them in C class. Probably meet a fish on here that's C class. Sorry, my brace is like, it's like really sharp bit and it's like really annoying. Anyway, pearl gourami. Now, this is a type of regular gourami. Obviously, you've got the dwarf gourami, then you've got the regular gourami, then you've got the giant gourami. There's technically 3 different types. But when you go to the regular gourami, you know, you get the pearls, the golds, the blues, and the snake skins. No, not the blues, sorry. The golds, the pearls, the snake skin, and the blues. There we go. And there's the giant gourami. Obviously, you've got the albino and the regular. And the dwarf, you've got moonlight and the one there. There's quite a few different dwarf ones, but I can't remember them off the top of my head. Definitely B class, good beginner fish. The golden gourami, which, oh yeah, there is the golden gourami, isn't there? The golden gourami seems to be my favourite out of them all. The pearl gouramis, obviously, the males have the orange and the females don't. But yeah, right, guppies. Beginner fish, breeds in thousands, very easy to breed. A class. You know, the males and females, the difference is unbelievable. Right, now this, I am unsure of the name. It kind of reminds me of some kind of Danio, but I don't believe it is. I do know what it is though. And because of that, B class. I can't really say much more than that. The ghost knife. Now the ghost knife, technically I'm more interested in the crown knife, but the crown knife gets absolutely monstrous. I mean, I don't think these get as big. I don't know off the top of my head. B class, definitely a weird type of fish. Koi, obviously gone pond favourites. A class. I don't. You know, there's nothing wrong with koi. There's nothing wrong with goldfish, is there? It's just, you know, the clown loach. I actually really like clown loaches. They're quite disliked in the aquarium hobby. However, I personally, well, I wouldn't say they're disliked, but they don't. I don't think they get enough attention. So we'll put them in A class. Now, something to note about the clown loach is you can't just have one on its own. You need to breed of 5. I'd recommend, you know, 5 to 7, depending on the size of your aquarium. Obviously, if you've got a big aquarium, get more. The more the better. But these get lonely, I think. Yeah. The mollies. Now, obviously, the male and female. Actually, you can see differences. The male has this long fin here, and the female does not. Can't go wrong with mollies. I'm not personally a big fan of the red ones, but the blacks, the whites, you know, crazy. B class. Another thing that's interesting is that I know someone who had a bunch of white ones that then started to develop black spots, which was crazy, you know, seeing them switch. Right, we're going to say that Oscar will be one of the last. The Malawi peacocks, is that what they are? They are the African cichlid. I know what they are, and I just love them. I mean, not all of them are like that. There's multiple different species of these. All I know is that the OB peacocks are my favourite, and that's what they are. That is a picture of the OB peacock, I'm pretty sure. But there are multiple different ones. The platy. You can't go wrong with the platy. You just can't. God tier. You know, just a great fish. We've got 2 downstairs which are showing signs of breeding. We're gonna put a real focus into that in the future. Right. A pleco. Now, again, a bunch of different species in this, but just as a general fish, B class. I mean, you know, there's some that are better than others. Sunshine plecos are alright, vampire plecos, which I'm pretty sure that's what that is alright. Right, now, I can't say this right, and it sounds like I'm saying something different, so apologies in advance. The Forhuca pufferfish. I'm pretty sure that's a species. If not, it's some kind of freshwater pufferfish, and I love them. Always have, always will. God or A tier? A class. We'll put them in A class just because the ones that I've seen, which is 2 or 3, great personality, but I know that's not what they all are, so. The Harlequin-Masphora. There's multiple different species of these, and I love them as well. They're a type of Asian tetra. I do enjoy these. They can go in B class. The black diamond stingray is safe to last. The red tail catfish. Right, the Severum. The Severum is a very interesting fish because there's multiple different species that all look completely different. I'm more partial to the regular green Severum or the normal Severum. These type of Severums I'm not as big of a fan of. However, I do like them as well. So we'll put these in B class. Right, again, I don't know the name of this. Right, I've seen like hundreds of these, like community style fish. It's like a red tail shark, I want to say, but in silver and black. Again, B class. It's alright. Now, again, I'm not sure on the name. I'm pretty sure it's the iridescent catfish. These things are absolute monsters. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Again, B class. Oh, I didn't realise I put them in C. I meant to put them in B. I didn't even notice that. There we go. Right, the swordtail. The swordtail is one of the most interesting fishes out there for one reason. The females and males can switch genders if necessary. I'm just going to quickly get a picture of the swordtail. Just let me get it. And we'll just put the... Right, let's have a look. Let me show you guys something. So, the females don't have the swords on their back, and the males do. I know that might sound really stupid, but that's how it is. And if I'm correct, is it the females that go to males, or is it the males that go to females? They aren't the only fish in the world that can do that as well, by the way. Clownfish as well, or saltwater clownfish, can also do that. B class. Can't go wrong with that. Neon tetras. God. I mean, the beginner, in my opinion, probably the best beginner tropical fish out there. You know, cardinals are there as well, neons, you know, all those stuff, platies, a lot. Tropheus. I like Tropheus icola the most. I can't remember what species that is, but I do know. Let me think. No, I don't know. Love them though. A or B? We'll go B. Waru. Specifically Waru anthocamphoids, those are, I believe. I love Waru. I don't know what it is, they're so basic, but yeah, A class. Now the Vieja. The Vieja, right, so there are cool cichlids. That's spelled Vija, by the way, which is pretty fun. Let me try and show you a picture, because there are multiple different species, including the Synspillum, my personal favourite. However, that is showing the Argentea, which I am personally not a fan of so much. Okay, that's not going to come up. Right, okay. Well, that's the Argentea, and I'm not as big of a fan of that species necessarily. So we're going to put them in B2. With that being said, I do love the Vieja, and I would like to keep them in the near future. Right. We're going to put the Arowana last. Oscars. Absolute monster fish. Crazy, and I've watched a few videos on this. They're great pet fish, they have a lot of personality, but if you put them in a group of 5, 6, 7, behaviour completely different. They also change colours based on the mood, and just for that fact, they get to go to A class. I'll do that. Black diamond after that. The red tail catfish. The red tail catfish, the fish you can get the fish you can get from that size, they can go to that size in about 6 months. Probably one of the fastest growing fish out there. Should not be sold without licenses. With that being said, cool fish, A class. Now here we go. The black diamond stingray. These are my two personal favourites out here. Freshwater stingray, also common with pearl stingrays, which I also love. You can't go wrong with a pearl stingray, really, can you? Now, the Asian arowana. Banned in the United States. Over here in the UK, you require licenses to purchase the fish. One of my local fish stalls is actually selling one. I'm not sure if it's still for sale now. They also have to get microchipped, everything. This, in particular, is the Ultimate Blood Red, which is my also favourite. A class, also known as the dragonfish in many Asian cultures. But love the Asian arowana, can't go wrong with it. Alright guys, that's it, this Breaking Game Rates Fish YouTube video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next video very soon from the Breaking Game Rates Fish YouTube video. That's the end of the video. Bye guys!